Really? R- really, Nintendo? Really? Metroid Prime Federation Force? Really? This is the best you could come up with. Really? You know, Nintendo's E3 started off pretty well. With Star Fox, looked cool. Uh, Xenoblade Chronicles X release date, pretty cool. That's starting off pretty well. But then they throw this shit at you, and they reveal Metroid Prime Federation Force. To give you an idea what Federation Force looks like, well, I can tell you one thing. Doesn't look like a Metroid game. It's a 3DS Metroid game where it's like multiplayer and it has oh, I'm a huge fan of Metroid. In fact, I'm a fanboy of Metroid. And Metroid is my favorite franchise of all time. And to see I've been wanting to see a new Metroid for years because Other M was a piece of shit and I wanted to see a new good Metroid game. And I was hoping that they would announce one this year because Nintendo has been hinting at a new Metroid for a couple years now, and I was thinking, oh, maybe they'll announce it this year. Maybe. Well, I'm excited for E3. And what it turns out is a huge disappointment. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they're thinking. Federation Force does not look like a Metroid game. It doesn't. It looks like a generic Space Marine game. And I'm sure the game is going to be decent, but a Metroid game it is not. It doesn't look like one at all. It's like the art style and the way the game looks completely different in comparison to the Metroid games. I'm sure it plays like them, but it just doesn't look like them. I don't even think it has Samus. If Federation Force doesn't have Samus, then it's not a Metroid game. How can you have a Metroid game without Samus? That's not a Metroid game in my book. I mean, for fuck's sake. Other M looked like a... As much as I hate Other M, at least it looks like a Metroid game. This piece of shit just looks like... It looks like a... You know what it looks like? It looks like it was gonna be its own game. It's complete new franchise. Well, then Nintendo saw it and said, huh, that looks kind of like Metroid. Let's make it a Metroid game because, fans wanting a Metroid game, let's give them one. And it's funny, too, because Microsoft and Sony has had a pretty decent E3. Microsoft's was really good, and Sony's was not far off. And I know Nintendo works completely different than Sony and Microsoft, but I was hoping that Nintendo would be pretty good as well, and they did show some good stuff. But throwing this shit at us just makes me disappointed. Nintendo lost E3 in my honest opinion. Yes, Star Fox was cool. I'm excited for that game, and Xenoblade Chronicles, that game looks awesome. But what did they do to Metroid? Yes, we would like another Metroid, but this isn't what we wanted. This isn't what we wanted. This is I swear to God, there better be another Metroid game in development. There better be. And it better be traditional 3D or 2D Metroid. Either on 3DS or the Wii U. There better be. Because if this is the only Metroid game that's coming out in the next 5 years or longer, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be so pissed. And I can think of it right now. I bet you when this game comes out, it's gonna sell poorly, and then Nintendo's gonna be like, well, I guess nobody likes Metroid anymore. We won't make another Metroid game for a couple years. I bet you that's what's gonna happen, because that's exactly what happened with Other M. That's my theory, at least. You know, it's a bad day when Microsoft has had a better E3 than Nintendo. Because usually Nintendo has a pretty good E3, but I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know. Nintendo, you hurt me. You hurt me, Nintendo. And millions of other Metroid fans. This is not what we wanted. Federation Force, that's not what we wanted. We want another traditional, classic Metroid game. Either in the style of Prime or a Super Metroid. Either way, we want another Metroid. Please, I don't... Thanks, Nintendo.